All right, good morning. We're going to be doing a pre-trip instruction video for you today. This will help you get through the Illinois DMV uh, CDL pre-trip. So first we're going to start with the front of the school bus. Um, First things first, we're going to talk about that the bus is not leaning to either side, which would be an indication of like a suspension problem, maybe a flat tire. Also, if we look underneath, we don't see any kinds of hanging wires or any puddles that may have occurred overnight caused by leaks. Next thing we want to do is we want to start talking about our mirrors. Now, when you talk about your mirrors, one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are properly distinguishing which mirror is which. So we're going to talk about our flat mirror up at the top. If you can touch it, touch it. If not, point to it. Then our convex mirror is on the middle. The bracket that holds them is also secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. That's a phrase that you're going to get used to saying after everything that you've named. It is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Moving on, we have our crossover mirror. Our crossover mirror is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And the brackets that hold it are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Now, one of the ways to be able to do this is to be able to say both of my mirrors on each side. So you can say both of my flat mirrors, both of my convex mirrors, both of my crossover mirrors, all are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. That way you don't have to run to both sides to try to grab and touch both of them. So then next, we'll start with the front of the bus, and we'll start right at the top. At the top, you'll see 3 lights just above the school bus sign. Those are called your clearance lights. Your clearance lights are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing, and they are the correct color. Next, our school bus sign is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and the letters are legible. Next to the school bus sign on either side, you'll have 4 lights. They are your 8-way lights. They are correct color, amber and red, and they are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. The reason those are the 8 ways is because you have 4 in the front and 4 in the back. We'll move down to our windshield. Our windshield is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. The seal around the windshield is secure to the bus, and it's not cracked, broken, or missing. I'm going to move over to the driver's side of the bus, and we will talk about our windshield wipers. Our windshield wipers are secure to the bus. They sit flush on the windshield, and they are secure, not cracked, broken, or missing. Directly after your windshield wipers, we're going to talk about our safety sticker. Our safety sticker is up to date. It is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or peeling. And when I get in the bus, I'm going to check the miles on the sticker to make sure that they are more than the miles on the dashboard. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Next, we'll come back to the hood. My hood is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. You can always give it just a little bit of a tug just to show that it's secure. My numbers are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, missing, or peeling. The grill is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and there are no obstructions in between the grill and the radiator itself. Next, we can talk about our headlights. So in this scenario, because anything you have 2 of, mention both of them. Both of my headlights are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. Down here, you can call them your turn signals, your flashers, your 4-ways. Any one of those names is fine. They are both secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, we have our reflective tape. Our reflective tape is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it is not peeling. Next, we'll come to our crossing arm. My cross arm is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Then we talk about our bumper. Our bumper is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Last but not least, we'll talk about our license plate. Our license plate is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it matches the one that is in the back. And at that point, we would conclude the front of the bus pre-trip, and we'll move on to the next section. All right, so next, after we're done with the front of the bus pre-trip, we're going to go underneath the hood. Okay. One of the things is the way that we do this video, we do it in an order. However, there's no hard fast rule to how you have to do it. This is just a methodical way we've come up with. So we're going to lift up our hood and let it down gently. And then we will start with the under the hood. So in under the hood, there are 10 pieces. 6 of them are on the right side. Now, this is also depending on the type of bus that you're using. So we're using Thomas C2 buses. Parts may vary if you're using an international or like a Bluebird, things like that. So, but they're all relatively similar, just parts may be in different spots. So first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start with our coolant. Our coolant is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Remember, anytime you're talking about a reservoir, anything that holds fluid or grease, it is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking, and the cap is in place. Next, we'll go down. This one right here is our windshield washer fluid. It is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Then right here, we'll talk about our alternator. Our alternator is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Just in front of the alternator is our serpentine belt. Our serpentine belt is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And when you reach in, you're going to tug on it, and you'll say that it doesn't have any more than a 1/4 inch of play. All right. In between, just in front of the serpentine belt is going to be your water pump. Is right in the middle between the fan and the serpentine belt. You'll say your water pump is secure to the bus, is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. And then last but not least will be your fan. Your fan is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, and it is secure. All right. We'll move over to the other side. Oh, one important thing that I almost forgot to mention. Because your serpentine belt is on the right side, make sure to mention that the right side of your bus is belt driven. Okay. We'll move over to the other side. And on the other side, we're going to talk about there are 4 things over here. We're going to talk about our reservoirs as well. So again, we're going to start at the top. We will start with our master cylinder brake fluid. That is this reservoir right up here at the top. It has 2 caps. It is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Next, we got down here. This is the one I like to call the little cheater because it has the letters already on it for you. That is your power steering fluid. Your power steering fluid is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking, and the cap is in place. Next, we're going to talk about our 2 dipsticks. Our dipsticks are our transmission dipstick and our oil dipstick. So first things first, we're going to talk about the transmission. The way that we would check it is we would pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, reinsert it, and pull it back out to get our reading. We would also do this with the bus on. Now, the verbiage that you can use is, I would check my oil the exact same way that I would check my transmission dipstick. The only difference is the bus will be off. And both of my dipsticks are secure to the bus, and they are not cracked, broken, or missing. All right, and that concludes the under the hood portion for this section. Next, we'll move on. All right, so the next portion is under the hood, but it is not considered under the hood. It's its own section. We're going to be talking about the steering components. All right, so if you come right in here, got my handy dandy pointer. Well, first we're going to start with right here is going to be our steering arm. Okay, our steering arm is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. This piece right here is called our steering link. Our steering link is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. The steering link is connected to our steering gearbox, which is this big box right here. The steering gearbox is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, or leaking because there is grease inside of here. Connected to the steering gearbox is our pitman arm. Our pitman arm is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Connected to our pitman arm is our drag link. That's this bar right here. Our drag link is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, we have our spindle. Our spindle is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And then last but not least, going to extend out a little bit for this one. Down here is our tie rod. Our tie rod is secure to the bus. It's this long bar that goes across. It ties the tires together. That is your tie rod. It is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. All right, and that would conclude the steering components. All right, so next we're going to talk about our suspension. So the suspension is pretty easy. There's only a few parts to it. If you come right in here, so this big piece of metal, this big hunk of metal right here that has the warning sign on it, that's your frame. Now the reason I bring up the frame is the first part of your suspension system is this piece right here. All right, this piece is called the hanger. The hanger hangs from the frame. That's the best way I remember it. My hanger is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, we have our leaf spring, which is this flat bar right across here. My leaf springs are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, this long tube right here is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking because there is fluid in there. Just behind the shock absorber is our U-bolts. Our U-bolts are secure to the bus. They hold down the leaf springs. My U-bolts are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. Now, the last piece is right back here. Let me move this here. All right. You'll see that there's two nuts right here. So these two nuts hold in this piece right here, and that piece is called our shackle. Our shackle is secure to the bus, and it is not cracked, broken, or missing. All right, and that would conclude your suspension portion. Okay, so then the last part, as we're venturing away from under the hood, is going to be our brake system. So for our brake system, it's made up of four parts. So first, we have our brake line. Our brake line is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking because obviously brake fluid runs through there. The brake line is connected to the caliper. The caliper is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Inside of the caliper are your brake pads. Now, you won't be able to really see the brake pads. However, you can say if I could see them, I would know that my brake pads are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. They are free of grease, and they have no less than 25% life. Then, if we come to the front of the bus, and we look right in here, it may be a little difficult to see, but there's a big silver disc. The big silver disc is called our rotor. Our rotor is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It is free of any grease or any deep gouges or deep scratches. Either one of those works. And that would complete our brake system. Now, the brake system for most of these C2s are the same in the front as they are in the back. So you'll notice when we get to the rear tire, we may skip that portion, but that's only because it's the same four parts. All right, and that will conclude our brakes. All right, so next part that we're going to go through is going to be the front tire. So our front tire, again, we're going to start top to bottom. You may have noticed that throughout the other portions of this, we always start top to bottom on anything that we're doing. So first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start with the top of the tire. So on the top of the tire, I have even tread wear. So I don't have one spot that's lower than the others. If I had a depth gauge, I would know that my tire tread is no less than 4/32 in the front. The front tires cannot be recapped, regrooved, and they cannot be mismatched. Next, we'll talk about our sidewall. Sidewall is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. I do not have any bulges, cuts, tears, or any fabric showing on my sidewall. Next, we'll come right here where the metal meets the rubber, and that is called our seal. Our seal is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. How do I know that I have a good seal? My tire isn't flat. It's pretty simple. Next, we'll talk about our rim. Our rim is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It's free of excessive rust and any man-made welds. We do not want any welding on the rim. For safety purposes, if you get a crack in your rim, we just replace it. Next, down here is our valve stem. Our valve stem is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it is straight and it is capped. All right. Next, we'll talk about our lug nuts. Our lug nuts are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. The way that I know that they are tight is on the lug nut, I don't see any shiny metal, and behind the lug nut, I don't see any rust trails. Both would be an indication of a loose lug nut. Rust trails meaning that water is getting behind the nut. Shiny metal meaning that the nut may have been over tightened. Then we're going to talk about our axle hub. Wheel hub, it is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking because there is grease in there. And the proper PSI for the front tire is 105 PSI. And that would conclude our front tire. But, oh, wait, before we forget. See, even trainers forget. Our mud flap. Our mud flap is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Now, in Illinois, if you have a mud flap on one side, you have to have the mud flap on the other side. Okay? So, that would conclude our front wheel portion. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to start with the left side or the driver's side portion of the vehicle. So, first thing we want to start with is we want to start with our antenna. Our antenna is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Coming down from the antenna right here, you'll notice I also have a clearance light. Now, on every side of the bus, you will have clearance lights. So my clearance lights, I have one here, I have one in the middle, and I have one in the back. Now, the important thing to note is that my clearance lights, I have 2 amber or orange color and 1 red in the back. Okay. Then I'll come down to my driver window. My driver window is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And it opens and closes freely. You'll reach up and you'll slide it back and forth. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about our mirrors. Now, I know what you may be thinking. We already talked about our mirrors when we did the front of the bus. Problem is that in Illinois, you may not get the front of the bus as a section. So you will notice that in certain parts of these training portions that we're talking about things twice. And that is just because you may get the left side of the bus, but you may not get the front of the bus. So again, we're going to talk about our flat mirror is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Our convex mirror is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. And the bracket that holds it is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. You always want to give that a little tug. We'll come up here to our crossover mirror. It is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. And the brackets that hold it are also secured to the bus, and they are not cracked, broken, or missing. Then moving forward, we'll talk about our side marker. It is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Our hood latch. Our hood latch is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. These are one thing that I always tell my candidates to check in the mornings because the fluid checkers, if you have those at your locations, will come out and they will unlatch the hood so that they can check the fluids. And every once in a while, they forget to put it back. So these are the one things that I definitely stress to check every morning. But it's not the only thing to check every morning. Next, we'll talk about our side step. Our side step is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it's in the upright position. After that, we'll talk about our battery door. Our battery door is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. You'll notice that it has some dots on the little button right here. You'll push those in and release, and this should open freely. And of course, for video purposes, it wants to be a little bit stuck. So the door opens and closes freely. There's no obstructions within the door. And then inside your battery box, of course, are your batteries. My batteries are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. If you look up here along the terminals, my terminals are secure, not cracked, broken, missing, and they are free from any excessive corrosion. Corrosion is that blue stuff, white stuff that forms around the top of the terminal. Then we give our battery tray a tug. Battery tray is secure. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And then we'll go ahead and we will close our battery door and we'll lock it in place. Once we've done that, then we will talk about the rest of our bus. So we'll start with the windows. And this is one thing that you can do. You can say, all of my windows are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. And the seals around them are secure, not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, you can talk about all of your lettering. All of the lettering will cover things like the emergency exit, the numbers, your company sign, also your stop sign information. So all of my lettering is secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Next, we want to talk about all of our reflective tape is secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Now, just because we've talked about all of our lettering and all of our reflective tape, we also have to make sure to distinguish the fact that our emergency exits are clearly labeled and they are both surrounded in reflective tape because we do have two of them. All right. Next, we'll talk about our rub rails coming down. They're the 4 black rails that you see on the side of the bus. Those are secure to the bus and they are not cracked, broken, or missing. After that, we'll talk about our stop sign. My stop sign is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It's clearly legible, and my lenses are the correct color. Also, I have no hanging wires off the side of my stop sign. You can try to give it a little tug. If it doesn't move, that just means that it's secure to the bus. Also, we will talk about, and this is the one thing that most people forget because it is out of sight and out of mind, underneath the bus, we have 4 things that we have to talk about. Those 4 things are your frame. They are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. We also have our drive shaft that is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Our hangers or our safety loops that hang underneath the drive shaft, they are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. And last but not least is our exhaust system. Our exhaust system runs the full length of the bus. It's secure, not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. We never want an exhaust leak. If you smell exhaust inside the cabin of your bus, that's something to get checked out by a mechanic. Now, in this video, you're getting a great view of it because my assistant Maria is fantastic and crawled underneath the bus. However, when you go to the DMV, they're not going to expect you to crawl underneath the bus. So the verbiage that you can use is, if I could see it, I would know that my frame, my drive shaft, my safety loops, and my exhaust system, you'll mention each one individually, but you'll say, if I could see it, I would know that they are not cracked, broken, or missing. All right, and that concludes the left side of the school bus, the driver's side of the school bus. All right, so next we're going to talk about our back tire. Back tire is pretty much the same as the front tire with a few minor differences. Again, first thing we're going to talk about is that we have even tread wear across our tires. If I had a depth gauge, I would know that my rear tire is no less than 2 seconds worth of tread depth. Also, back tires can be recapped and rethreaded. Now, back here we have 2 tires. Okay, so because we have 2 tires, we want to make sure to mention that our tires are evenly spaced with no obstruction in the middle. There's no rock sitting in between there or nothing like that. But just make sure to just say there's no obstruction. Also, now we'll go through and we'll talk about it just the same way we did as the front tire. My sidewall is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. There are no bulges, cuts, fabric showing, or any tears on the sidewall. Next, where the rubber meets the metal, we have our seal. Our seal is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. I know that because my tire isn't flat. Next, we have our rim. Our rim is secured to the bus. It's not cracked, broken, or missing. It's free of excessive rust and illegal welds. Now, something that a lot of people get confused on. They think that these right here are your lug nuts. Those are not your lug nuts, okay? Lug nuts are set back just a little bit further. Again, lug nuts are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. They don't have any rust trails or any shiny metal. Right here in the middle is your axle hub. Your axle hub is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, or leaking because there is grease in here. These nuts around here are what hold the cap onto the axle hub. Now, somewhere in here, right up here, is our valve stem. We have two valve stems because we have two tires. Our valve stem is secured to the bus, and they are not cracked, broken, or missing, and they are both straight and capped. Then, last but not least, and again, this is something that everybody tends to forget because it's not part of the tire, is our mud flap. Our mud flap is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. And if I have one back here, I have to have one on the other side for the vehicle to be in legal standing. All right? And that would conclude our back tire. All right, so next we're going to talk about rear suspension. This is kind of hard to see because obviously the tire's in the way and we're not going to have you crawl under the bus. So one of the things that we can use for this situation is the verbiage, if I could see it. So if I could see it, I would know that my hangers are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. My leaf spring is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Also, my shock absorber is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. My U-bolts are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. And in the rear, they have added two extra pieces. They've taken away the shackle, and they have added the torque bar and the rebound clamp. All right. Now we're getting a pretty good view because, again, Maria's under there giving us the best view we can get. However, when you go to the DMV, we remember to use the verbiage, if I could see it, I would know that, and then you start to name your parts, that they are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. And as we talked about in the beginning, with the brakes, they are the same as they are in the front, so we won't really go through those too much. All right, and that concludes the rear suspension portion. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the back of the bus. Back of the bus, very similar to the front. We're going to start top to bottom. So, of course, we're going to start with our clearance lights up at the very top. My clearance lights are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing, and they are the correct color red. Next, we'll talk about our school bus sign. It is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. The letters are legible, and they're not peeling. After that, we have our 8-ways. Remember, we had these in the front. They are secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. And they are the correct colors, amber and red. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about all of my reflective tape is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. All of my lettering is secured to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. That covers all my letters and all my reflective tape. Then we'll talk about our windows. We have 4 windows. They are all secured to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. The seal around them are also secured to the bus, and those are not cracked, broken, or missing. Then we'll talk about our emergency exit door. Our emergency exit door is clearly marked and surrounded in reflective tape. Now, in order to open this, we're going to take this handle, we're going to push it up, and we're going to open the emergency door. We're going to open it all the way. Now, you can look up here at the hinge. Once you open it all the way, you'll hear a click. There's a little knob right here that comes out. If you pull the bus door forward, it'll lock itself in place. All right, and that's one thing that we do. We show them that the bus door locks in place. While we have the door open, we're going to talk about the rubber seal that's around the door. My rubber seal is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Also, the threshold of my bus, so this piece right here where you exit, is also secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, missing. It's securely bolted down, and there's no parts that are sticking up that could be a hazard in case of a rear door exit emergency. We'll open the bus door all the way, and then we'll go ahead and we will close it up. Pull the lever down, give it a tug, bus door, back door is secure, and it locks in place. Next, we're going to talk about our lights. Now, because we have multiple lights, again, we're going to talk about both of them. So in this case, we're going to talk about our reverse lights. On this bus, we have 4. My reverse lights up top and my reverse lights on the bottom are all secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. My brake lights are the correct color. They are red, and all of them, the ones on the top, are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing, and the ones on the bottom are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Again, flashers, four-ways, hazards, turn signals, any one of those names works. They're the correct color, amber, and they're secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Our rub rail is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Our license plate light is secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. Our license plate is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It matches the front plate, and my sticker is up to date. Last but not least, in the top part of the bus is our reflector. Our reflectors are secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. I have 2 of them, and on both sides, they are secure. Now, moving away from the fascia of the bus, we're going to talk about our bumper. Our bumper is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. It's not excessively rusted. Our tailpipe. Now, you may see a few different types of tailpipes. This one folds itself down. One thing that we want to make sure we mention is that the tailpipe is secure. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it's free of any obstructions. Some buses that you may see may have the tailpipe sticking straight out of the bumper, and in those cases, you can kind of look down, make sure that there's nothing obstructed in there. Then, at the very last, on the bottom part of the back of the bus, is our differential. The differential sits directly in the middle of the 2 back tires. Okay, the differential has also been called the pumpkin. It's a big octagon looking thing. It's shaped kind of like a pumpkin. That is also an acceptable name if you say that at the DMV. All right, and that would conclude our back of the bus portion of the pre-trip. All right, so next we're going to talk about our passenger side of the bus, the right side of the bus. One of the fun things about this side is it's the very easy side. So the verbiage that we're going to use for this is going to be, I'm going to check the right side of my bus the exact same way that I would check the left side of my bus, with only a few minor differences. So, first difference that we're going to talk about is going to be our diesel door. Our diesel door is secure to the bus, is not cracked, broken, or missing. The door opens freely with no obstruction. Behind the diesel door is our cap. Our cap is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Also, the cap is in place and tight. I don't smell any odors, so I know that I have no leaks. Now, again, this is another part that people forget because they don't readily see it. Excuse me. The connected to the diesel door, connected to the cap, is your diesel tank, your fuel tank. The fuel tank is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. Also, when you look underneath, there are no puddles, so you know that it is not leaking as well. Surrounding the diesel tank, the fuel tank, is the fuel cage. The fuel cage is just a big metal box that sits around the tank that allows that if the tank were to fall, the cage will catch it. And that is secure to the bus, and it's not cracked, broken, or missing. So after we're done there, we'll close up our door. Now we'll move on to the front. One thing that I did want to mention, if your bus has these storage compartments, it's not readily something that you have to mention. Okay. Um, Next, we'll talk about our passenger light. Our passenger light is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it also has no hanging wires. Next, we'll talk about our DEF, or our diesel exhaust fluid. DEF door is secured to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing, and the cap is in place. And because I don't smell any odors, I know I don't have any leaks. So we'll close that door up and we'll lock it in place. The very last thing you'll talk about on the right side is your service door. Your service door is secure to the bus. It is not cracked, broken, or missing. The all the windows are all secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, missing, and all the seals around them are also secure to the bus. They are not cracked, broken, or missing, and the seals on both sides are secure to the bus, not cracked, broken, or missing. The other thing you'll do when you talk about your service door, when you talk about that it is secure, not cracked, broken, or missing, it also opens freely. So what you'll do is you'll demonstrate that by opening and closing the door 3 times. And that'll conclude the right side of the bus.